I'm doing laundry.
Oh, okay, bye. Bye. You're still doing your laundry?
Yeah, my clothes keep sticking together.
Don't you know that you can put some water on it to reduce the static cling?
But then I put them back in the dryer because they're all wet.
So then you can buy dryer sheets.
Well, what do?
They get rid of the static cling and they make your clothes feel fresh and smell good.
Well, I didn't know that.
Then we learned something new today.
And so did you. Did you know that the unit of potential difference is volt?
Electrical energy, also known as current, is amperages or simply amps.
The unit of resistance is ohm.
And the units of power are watts.
Now you know. These are the methods of producing electrical energy. You can produce electrical energy using fossil fuels, water, wind, or nuclear fission. Electricity can be created by huge turbines. These turbines need to be moved in order to produce energy. One way in which to move those turbines is to burn fossil fuels. When the turbine's blades are moved, they will generate vapor. The vapor is generated by heating water using big furnaces. The water is heated burning the fossil fuels, for example petroleum, coal, or natural gas, and this way the air will be in huge amounts of CO2 released, and this means pollution for the atmosphere. This is why it is highly important that the methods of producing electricity. Using water, one can create dams in order to harness the electricity. One popular method to produce electricity is to create dams to restrict the water and use the water to move the turbine. This type of energy will allow us to regulate the air pollution, but the downfall is the changes in the ecosystem as many rivers are being damaged. Of all the renewable energies on the planet, water accounts for almost 90%. For using wind can easily be converted into energy using windmills or some wind turbines. In the last few years, people have started to work on portable phone chargers that use solar power. And lastly, using nuclear fission. Nuclear fission can be used to produce atomic bombs, but also energy. The nuclear fission will produce some chain reactions using uranium. This uranium is bombarded by neutrons, and this causes it to split and create heat. This heat is used to create vapor and to move the turbines so that it will ultimately produce energy. Now you know how to produce electrical energy. This is how you make an electroscope.
Hi. Have you wondered how to make an electroscope? Today you'll learn. You get a glass jar or cup. Second, you cut out a cardboard circle with a bigger circumference than the cup. Third, you make a paper clip into a J shape on both sides. Put the cardboard aside and take an aluminum foil paper. Cut 2 strips of aluminum foil and measure one into 2.5 centimeters and another in 3.5 centimeters. Then attract the 2 pieces of foil on one end of the paper clip. Take the balloon and rub it on your hair. And then do this.
It worked! Now something you can try at home. You take a plastic pen, you rip up small pieces of paper, and you rub the pen against your hair, creating static electricity. The pen will be negatively charged and the paper positive, and then they will both attract each other because they're opposites. Magic, isn't it? So cool. We'll be back after this message. Brought to you by Taylor and her science crew.
Ever had a bad hair day? This making your hair go woo. That's because your hair is negatively charged from electrons. They're all opposing each other, making each other stick out in different directions. But here's the trick. New hands! $59.99 at Walmart. They will make your bad hair day disappear. My hair is not frizzy no more. It's all sticking up. It's amazing. Hands. $59.99 at Walmart. Get them now.
Electrostatic attraction and repulsion. The attraction and repulsion of electrostatically charged bodies for each other, shown when charged with electricity. If charged with electricity of the same sign, they repel each other. If with the opposite, they attract each other.
Did you know that the safest place to be during a storm with lightning is in your car? This is because the lightning is negatively charged, same as your car. So when the lightning hits, it will repel.
Electric circuit is formed when a conductive path is created to allow free electrons to continuously move. The force motivates electrons to flow in a circuit is called voltage. Voltage is a specific measure of potential energy that is always relative between 2 points. What?
Charging by friction. The only way we are able to use electricity is because it is possible to separate positive and negative charges. An example is by rubbing two different materials against each other. It's called charging by friction. Since the materials are different, their atoms will hold onto the electrons with different strengths. As they pass over each other, the electrons with weaker bonds are rubbed off and go to the other material. It's like when I just rubbed this against my head, the electrons from my hair gained electrons from the cushion thingy. So now my hair is negatively charged. Positive and negative charges behave in interesting ways. Did you ever hear the saying that opposites attract? Well, it's true. Two things with opposite or different charges, a positive and a negative, will attract or pull towards each other. Things with the same charge, two positives and two negatives, will repel or pull away from each other. A charged object will also attract something that is neutral. Think about how you can make a balloon stick to the wall. If you charge a balloon by rubbing it on your hair, it picks up the extra electrons and has a negative charge. Holding it near a neutral object will make the charges in that object move. If it is a conductor, many electrons move easily to the other side, as far from the balloon as possible. If it is an insulator, the electrons in the atoms and molecules can only move very slightly to one side, away from the balloon. In either case, there are more positive charges closer to the negative balloon. Opposites attract. The balloon sticks, at least until the electrons on the balloon slowly leak off. It works the same way for neutral and positively charged objects.
Balloon experiment.
And now we get to see if it sticks. It works!
Electricity travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. If you travel that fast, you could travel around the world 8 times in the time it takes to turn on a light switch.
Component of an electrical circuit or electronic circuit can be connected in many different ways.
I didn't know that. The two simplest of these are called series and parallel. They occur very frequently. Components connected in a series are connected along a single path. Cool. Cool. Charging by induction.
What?
It is possible to charge a conductor without coming in direct contact with it. Example, the ground wire. A ground wire is simply a conductor that connects the object to the ground. The earth is like a charge factory. It can gain and donate electrons as needed, depending on what you're doing. Electrons can either travel up the grounding wire to the charged object or down to the ground. Taylor and her science crew.